Hello and happy holidays. It's Christmas Eve, and I know everybody's excited. A lot of you are probably getting new equipment, and in case um, some of that equipment might happen to be a new UV system for your tank, I just want to point out a couple of tips and considerations that you might want to consider when you apply your new UV system to your tank. So, why is UV good? Simple answer is it's going to kill the things you don't want that are floating around in your water column. It'll stop algae blooms and it'll stop bacteria blooms. And when it comes to discus, it's the bacteria blooms that hinder us. And you'll hear a lot of talk about beneficial bacteria as you do your research, and it's a true thing. I don't have any arguments with the whole beneficial bacteria concept. But when you don't run UV, you have the beneficial bacteria in your tank, which is great, and then you have bacteria floating around in your water column that's also competing for resources. And because you have that bacteria floating around in your water column, it's competing with resources. It's limiting the population of your actual beneficial bacteria. Bacteria that floats around in your water column reproduces faster than beneficial bacteria that sticks to the walls and sticks to the surfaces of your gravel and all of your things. So, and the beneficial bacteria that, it has like a 3-day reproduction cycle, and the stuff that floats around your water column, it has, like, in some cases it can be seconds and minutes. So it will outperform the beneficial bacteria, and you'll still, when you're doing your tests for ammonia and such, it'll look like your tank is balanced because there is a balance, but the balance involves bacteria in your tank that is detrimental to your discus. It doesn't bother other fish. A lot of other fish will put up with it just fine, but it will stunt your discus's growth, and that's a bad thing. So when you start off using your new UV system, you're likely, especially if your tank's got a heavy population, going to disrupt your cycle. And the reason you're going to disrupt your cycle is because you're going to be wiping out the free-floating bacteria in your water that has become part of your cycle, and you need to be prepared for that. And so in preparing for that, you'll want to use, let me get it here, you'll want to use this while you're transitioning. It's Chem Stability, okay, and it's basically a beneficial bacteria in a bottle. Now, the problem is you're going to have to dump that in your water column while you're adding it. So what I did was I would add my stability after my water change, post initiating my my UV, and I would use the recommended higher dose the first time, and then start cutting the dose back each day for about a week. I would add my stability to my sump because that's where I want my beneficial bacteria to be anyway. And you're doing this just to speed up the process of replacing the crappy bacteria that you've killed off in your water column, so that your cycle stabilizes again. So the beneficial bacteria will replace the crappy bacteria that you've killed off, but you're going to have about a week of potential for an ammonia spike, and you'll have to be on guard for that. After you've run your UV for a week or two, everything will stabilize, and you want to be running constant 24/7 UV. You don't want to be doing, so you see a lot of people recommending you only need it 4 hours a day and stuff like that. Don't do that. Don't do that. You want stability and you want consistency. And that means you want to run it 24/7 so that you maximize the beneficial bacteria population that sticks to surfaces and completely eliminate, or come as close as you can to eliminating, the free-floating bacteria that hinder the growth of your discus. So just something to keep in mind. You'll definitely want to be doing more ammonia testing when you first start your UV, but it will stabilize. So hang in there. Don't get frustrated. Just be ready for it. And another recommendation is double your dose of prime, whatever your regular dose of Chem prime is when you do your water changes. Double that, because it will help you counter any potential ammonia spikes, because it neutralizes ammonia for a 48-hour period, which also means you should pick up your water changes to be at least once every 2 days while you're waiting for that first week, at least that first week, with the double prime, just to keep you safe from any possible ammonia spikes, because your cycle will get thrown off for the reasons I've already discussed, and that is you're eliminating bad bacteria and you need to replace it with good bacteria. So those are my tips for a safe UV integration into your existing system. Have a great day and Merry Christmas.